Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, another one of the track guys. Last time out we had a very successful video with one of the FORZA RC competitors, Davey Skills. Was a long-standing friend of mine, and this week is no different. We've got another FORZA RC finalist and P-class specialist, not to big him up too much, and we've got LMR Harmonic with us today. David, how are you?
I'm doing well, man. How you doing?
Yeah, not too bad, thanks. Not too bad. Been pretty busy recently, struggling to put out a couple of videos, but you've got a bit of a treat for us today around Indianapolis GP, the classic version, the one from FORZA 4, I believe.
Yeah, this is the one from FORZA 4. It's always been one of my favorite tracks, and this is one of my favorite cars in the game, so this one was really fun to do.
And we're in the Porsche 962, the Le Mans sort of classic car today, aren't we? Is it 1987 or 88?
Yeah, I believe it's 1987.
Cool. So I guess sort of as we're arriving at the speedway, if you want to take us through a lap on board with yourself, and if you can keep up with your 240 mile an hour speeds.
Yeah, so we're approaching turn 1 at about 240, hard on the brakes, trailing into turn 1, dropping down about 70 miles an hour. Try to take this curve without hopping too much. Right here we try to stay tight, track out to get a better exit through this corner here. And that C9 Ghost for racing just has a bit better grip, so it's a little tough to keep up with it through here. But again, hard on the brakes. This lap we took a little bit tighter line here, then tried to set up better for the straightaway coming up here. This car is almost 900 horsepower, so it's really tough to put the power down on that exit. You can see us start to rope that C9 back in as we come into this corner. But another hard brake. Try to get as close to that curb as we can. A little bit of a switch back here, right, left, and then another right coming up here onto the final straight. Try to take that curb again without exiting too far off. If you hit that grass, it'll pull you right off the track, but you still want to maximize the track width for the exit. As you can see, we're 2 to 3 car lengths behind the C9, but we'll pass it with some room to spare coming through turn 1 of the oval going backwards. But for our first lap, we crossed the line with a 107.3.
Which is pretty good going, and that was a fantastic lap. But you've actually done 2 laps for us, and that was your sighter one. And we've got another one in a second, which is a bit more of a perfect lap when you hit the apexes a bit better. And what we'll do, we'll watch that one, and then I think we'll slow it down a little bit, and then sort of watch it again. So if I hand back to you, David, then sort of see if you can keep up again.
Sure. So same approach for turn 1 again, about 70 miles an hour. Took a little bit less curve there, a little less risky, got a little bit better of an exit. Same approach here, getting as wide as possible, then cutting back in for a better exit. A little bit closer to that C9 this time. Keeping it tight, using a bit of that curve there. Take a bit different line here. Go inside a little bit earlier, try to double apex a little bit. Then we come back to the straightaway here. Got a bit better exit there as well. We'll be inside the C9's Ghost coming into this next braking zone, so we're definitely up a bit on the previous lap. Again, getting as close to that curve as possible. Then switch back again. Took a little bit more curb here this time, got a bit better approach getting onto the straight. This game does a bit more time over that previous lap. And here we should pass the C9 even sooner. We should clear it by about 3 or 4 car lengths by the time we get to the finish line. Got a little nervous through the last turn here. Didn't quite hug the inside as much as I'd like to, but still a pretty solid lap there.
Yeah, that was definitely pretty solid. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slow it down coming into the first corner here, to actually see sort of where you're hitting your brakes and how long you stay on the brakes into the corner. So you're still on the brakes almost right to the apex, which is sort of quite rare, I guess, and sort of taking quite a lot of curb within that first section.
Yeah, it's really tricky in this car because it's just a missile. You're going so quick down the straights, so you need as much braking as you can to get the car stopped and turned in. This car really likes a bit of trail brake. As you can see, I'm about 60%, and you can just see the brakes slowly bleed off. A lot of cars like a lot of stop and go on the brake. This car actually is rewarding if you have very smooth brake inputs, because it allows the car to turn, even though it has less grip than cars like the C9 or the Mazda 787B. So changing up your driving style really maximizes the turn in of the car and makes up for the weaknesses.
And you're braking right on that curb out there. Does that unsettle the car at all in these sort of P-class cars, or not really? Is it just got so much air in it? matter too much?
It can at times. If you're really aggressive on the curbs, it will upset it. But as long as you're braking fairly straight for the majority of it, then the arrow will normally hold it down over the curbs.
Yeah. And then this last bit is flat, but I'm sure it's pretty twitchy and quite nerve-wracking. I've definitely been in a situation where even when we did the IndyCar sort of round this banking in FORZA RC, doing it with controller was pretty nerve-wracking. So I can't sort of imagine what you were going through there. Let's watch it one more time in full speed. And I love this first corner. It's absolutely brilliant. You're so perfect on the white line on both sides. I'm pretty in awe because I wish I could sort of drive these P-class cars like this, and all the way out to the sort of left-hand side to cut back. And I can't believe you're so close to this C9 already. And I really like this double apex through here, Dan, because it's absolutely perfect. So just switch back enough to get a better entry into this right hand and get a sort of straighter run onto the back straight corners, isn't it? So no, really good first section. That curb as well, like braking on there and not spinning the back end of the car out. I'm sure many people have done that before. Just hitting the curb under brakes and your lap's gone straight away. And these cars are so quick. We can round the last section already and across the line around the banking in a second, and a couple of really good laps. It was absolutely perfect, David. So thanks very much for that, and a couple of cracking laps. So as we finish that one, I guess sort of have a look at this 962 paint. What do you like about driving these cars so much, Harmonic?
I'm not sure what it is. Like, ever since I've been playing racing games, I've always been attracted to these Group C cars and even some of the early like LMP 900 cars. Just the way they turn in, how quick the reaction speeds are, yet they still feel under control and they have some weight to them. Like, I don't like dabbling in F1 too much. That's a bit too quick for me, but these are a nice balance of weighty feeling and quick reaction speed for me.
As I said, I'm super jealous. They're definitely way too fast for my brain. I think I'll stick to my little front-wheel drive C-class cars. Although I'm not too bad in these ones, but definitely to be improved. Anyway, thanks very much for that, David. That was absolutely fantastic. And guys, check out David's Twitter and that sort of thing. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you like the video, then give it a thumbs up.
Thanks, guys. Later.